Alright, let's see if I can make this thing. I got no light. Trying to adjust my settings. Why don't I have my light controls? Cancel. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, nope. Doesn't give me more light. Doesn't give me more light. This may have been a bad idea. Straight back normal. 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 There we go. Maybe. There we go. Okay. So, I'm sitting in the parking lot. I'm not actually driving, if you're worried about that. But I'm sitting in the parking lot waiting for my wife and had about 30 minutes to kill, so I thought I would post my video for today. I was supposed to post one yesterday, but it was Christmas, and my wife had her family over, and it was a great day. We cooked what felt like all day. My wife and I did, and everybody had a good time, and we ate, and we were stuffed, and then we played some more games and exchanged gifts, and it was a really nice time. So I hope you enjoyed your Christmas with family or friends, or however you enjoy your December 25th. And so today, I'm posting my video that I usually post yesterday. And one of the things I've been thinking about lately is all the students I see. This is my 7th year in education, public education. I've taught some classes at Clemson. I filled in for some professors at Mississippi State while I was there. But for public education, for being, quote, full-time teacher, this is my 7th year. And I haven't been in the classroom the whole time. You guys know that if you've been watching my channel, because for the last two and a half years, I've been academic coach, instructional coach, technology facilitator, whatever you want to call me. So I've been really working with teachers as the main focus of my job. And I've still been able to work with the students a lot. I actually know more students, and more students know me now than when I actually had 150 students a year, which is kind of cool because I see them. We were at the mall. My wife usually doesn't do last minute Christmas shopping, but she did this year. And I saw several students at the mall, and all of them gave me a hug. And it wasn't like, they came running up to me. I didn't even see them. They saw me first. They run up to me. They give me a hug. And these are high school students. So I would understand maybe better if they were little kids, elementary age, because I remember that. I remember, there's my teacher. I'm going to go say hey to my teacher. My teacher's a normal person out in public. But in high school, the kids are like, you're a teacher. I'm not going to go hang out with you. But I had students come up to me at Bath and Body Works, and she gave me a hug and talked to me about her job, and she's out working now, and somebody stole her bank card number, and so she had to get a new bank card, and how much of a pain that was. Like, she was talking to me as if we were, back in the classroom, and she knew me, and she felt comfortable with me, and it was just a really cool experience. And I saw another student at another store, and she was working at the store, actually, and had nice conversation, and they filled me in on what they were doing and where they were planning. And this girl was a senior, and she actually wrote a recommendation for her to do a program, and so we talked about that, and what she was wanting to do after graduation. And so it was really cool being able to see our students out in public like that. But it really made me think also that how broad of an impact just our one person, not the school system, not the high school or the middle school, but the one teacher has on the community. And it really made me appreciate that. So I'm not going into how teachers are great, and if it weren't for teachers, no professions would exist, and blah blah blah. But I'm just saying it's nice to stop and think about it. I went to the Clemson ACC championship game, and they had all teachers stand up, and several people around me, and I stood up. I wasn't going to, but my dad told me to stand up, so I stood up. And several people around me, thanked me and talked to me about being a teacher and how great it was, and related stories of their favorite teachers to me. And so just, I don't know, it's nice for us to think about the difference we make. And this time of year where we're thinking about others and we're thinking about charity and being kind to one another and the whole Christmas spirit, it's just one of those things I've been thinking about lately. How I make a difference and why I got into education. And so in this video, one of the big things I wanted to talk about was why you got into education. Why are you a teacher? Why are you an instructional coach? Why are you an administrator? Why are you a principal or a district office employee? Or why are you in a situation where you work with students in a school system? And if you're watching this video and you're not a teacher, why are you in the job that you're in? Why are you doing what you do? And so when I give a talk on classroom management, and the first thing I start off with is I ask my audience at these sessions, why did you become a teacher? Not because it's a paycheck, not because, oh, I like working with other people and this is a very social job. Why in your heart did you choose to become a teacher? Because if you are not in it heart and soul, this is a miserable profession. I mean, absolutely miserable. You got to deal with snot-nosed brats all the time and parents that want to call and blame you instead of blaming their kids. And there's a whole plethora of miserableness that comes with this job. And it comes with any public job. I've been a server at a restaurant. I've been a cashier at a grocery store. I've worked a lot of different public jobs. They all come with their baggage, and I'm sure other professions come with their baggage too. So I'm not claiming that we're any better or worse than anybody else, but I'm just saying it's harder. You got to jump through hoops to become a teacher. And once you jump through those hoops, if your heart and soul isn't in it, it's a miserable job. Absolutely miserable. And so thinking about why you got into this, what makes you wake up in the morning, put on your pants, put on your shirt, put on your shoes, and go to school to teach students. That needs to be the first thought in your mind, your why. First thought in your mind anytime you make a decision regarding anything to do with you in the classroom. And so I give you these videos with tips and how to do this with Google Docs and how to do this with Google Classroom and how to prevent cheating. 2 Mondays ago I did a video on cheating in the digital classroom. But if you make those decisions and you don't think about the why am I a teacher? Why am I making these decisions? Why am I motivated every day to do this job? It's not going to work. And that's the whole point of what I'm saying right now. Think about the students. Think about why you're there for the students. I'm hoping that when you think about that, part of that reason is to help raise them, help make them better people, help them mature, help, be kind, and help. And if that's part of it, then, and I'm not saying that you can't be a very strict and stern teacher, because that works for some people. But the overarching goal, just next time you go to make a decision, think about that. Next time you get up, pour your coffee, and start driving into work, think about that. See how that influences how you make decisions. See how that influences how you approach the job. And you may surprise yourself. You may be making one decision and think about your why, and then all of a sudden you realize that doesn't make any sense. Why am I making this decision? And I fell into this trap when I was a first-year teacher too. I knew why I got into education, and I started listening to other people. And so I started trying this, and I put in this set of rules, and I did this with the students, and I tried that, and I did mobile seats, and I did this and that. And I did all these things because other people told me to do them. What do we teach our kids? We teach our kids to think for themselves, right? You got to do that as a teacher too. You got to think for yourself. You can't listen to what everybody else says. Use your brain. You are a professional. Don't let other people dictate how you run your classroom. I'm not saying other people don't have great ideas that you could use, borrow, steal, because they do and you should. But I'm saying think about why you got into the profession. Think about why you get up every day and go and work with students, and use that why to influence your decision making. Don't let other people make those decisions for you. You'll be much more successful. I promise. I've seen it. I've seen it happen to me. I've seen it happen to teachers that I've told this to. And it saves yourself a lot of stress. And that's the biggest thing. Teachers are so overwhelmed at times nowadays because of the vast amount of material we got to get through, and the testing we have to do, and there's technology, and I got to learn how to make the technology, and then the students know how to use the technology, so I got to be even better about technology. And it can be an overwhelming nightmare. But if you think about why you're here, what you're doing, why you're doing it, that you're here for the students, you're here to make them better people, and that you need to make yourself a better person too at the same time to continue that process, and your stress levels will go down because you're making decisions that you're comfortable with. You're not fighting your own natural instincts. You're not fighting who you are in your decisions. And so your stress levels will come down. And as your stress levels come down, the amount of work that you seemingly have to do becomes easier. It's straight psychology, straight out of the book. This is old school psychology. This isn't even newfangled stuff. Make your stress levels go down, and the amount of work seems like it's easier. So in this time of Christmas spirit, whether you're a Christian or not, it's easy to get into the kindness, generous, reflective kind of train of thought this type of year. And so just a real quick video here. Think about why you got into the profession. Think about the students that you've touched. If you've had Christmas presents from students or letters that you've kept from students. I've got tons of notes that students have written me. I've got tweets that students have tweeted me. I got Facebook posts of students that, I've got all that stuff, and I keep it and I look through it. And if you don't keep stuff like that and look through it even, every so often, I highly recommend doing that. Psychologically, it is so good for me, and I know other teachers completely agree with that, to just think about the results. Because it's easy to go in the classroom and say, all right, I'm teaching this today, and we're testing on it tomorrow, and I got state exams next week, and I'll see how I am as a teacher because of state exams. No, you won't. You'll see how the students took the test. What you'll see how you are as a teacher, you may not see it for a couple, 3, 4, 5 years. When that student comes back and talks to you. When you're shopping with your wife on Christmas Eve and you see a student run up to you in high school and give you a hug and say, how are you doing, Mr. Lee? Is glad to see you. I saw you across the store and had to come give you a hug. Let me tell you something about my life. That meant I made a difference in that person's life. I made that student, for better or worse, remember me. And it seems like she remembers me fondly. It seems like she thought I was a good teacher. But it makes a difference when you think about why you're doing this. And let yourself be proud of it. Let yourself be proud of what you're doing. And let your students give you some praise. And let parents do it too. Parents have sent me notes, nice letters, that I keep and read on occasion too. So, not going to make this too long. Just wanted to mention that. And I will probably be putting out a Wednesday video tomorrow. I will definitely be putting out a Friday video this Friday. And so, thanks for watching my first ever live feed. I know it's kind of short, but, I'm not planning on making these long. Not even sure if anybody's watching the live feed, but this will go, on my channel afterwards. So, I hope you had a good Christmas. Think about your why next time you make a decision. Think about your why next time you're getting ready to go into the classroom. And just pay attention and see if it makes a difference in your life. I believe that it really will. Till then, thanks for watching. Give me a like if you like this video. Subscribe if you like my content, and you will be notified anytime I go live like this again, or anytime I upload a video. Merry Christmas.